아가씨.
아저씨 이게 뭐야? Hello everybody, Agashi here. So today I'm going to be doing another K-drama review with you guys. There's so many dramas coming out and like left and right here. So there's tons of reviews coming out for you guys. So it will be a helpful thing for you guys whether you guys want to watch it or not. So this drama is called Melting Me Softly and CHANG is back! After so long, well, yeah. 2 years. He's back and this is his first drama that he's doing as returning back from the military. So he is starring in this drama. So I will be going over cast with you guys, synopsis, and the first 2 episodes with you guys. And a little heads up, there won't be an ending review unless you guys want it. Let me know in the comments below whether you want to have an ending review once this drama comes to an end or not. But other than that, do hit like, thumbs up, and subscribe to see more of this. So this drama is a total of 16 episodes. It airs on Saturday, Sunday, and it is a weekend drama. So if you guys are looking for something to watch the weekend, I highly recommend this one. So there is a lot of people in the cast, so I'm going to go through as quickly as I can through them. And so it's going to be confusing because there's just tons of people involving in it. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. So we have WOOK as Ma Dong-chang, and we have Woon Jin-an as Go Mi-rang, and then we have Yoon Sen-ang as the older version of Na Han-young, and then the younger version of Na Han-young is played by Choi So-jin, and then we have In Wang-hee as Song Hyun-ki. He is the older version, and then the younger version is Lee Hong-ki, who plays Song Hyun-ki. And then we have Choi Bong-mi as Hwang Jin-woo. And then we have Jung Hae-kyung as Kim Hong-suk. And then we have Barov playing Hwang Byung-shin. He is Mi-rang's boyfriend, and that is the younger version of him. And later it is Shim Hyun-taek playing the older version of him. And then we have Song Ji-eun as Oh Young-soon. And the older version of her is played by So Jung-yoon. And then we have Oh Ha-ni as Park Kyung-ja, and the older version of her is Park Hee-jin. And then we have So Hyun-chul as Professor Hwang Kap-sung, and then Lee Mong-sang as Jo Ki-bum. That is the older version of him, and the younger version is played by Kim Wook. Okay, now to Ma Dong-chang's family. Here we have Yoon Suk-hwang as Kim Wang-jung. She plays Ma Dong-chang's mom. And then we have Kim Wang-hae as Ma Pyo-gu. He plays Ma Dong-chang's father, and he later plays the older version of Ma Dong-chang's brother, Dong-sik. So when they're younger, in the younger time, Kang Ki-dong plays as Ma Dong-sik, and later when he's old, he's played by the dad again. And then we have Han Da-sul as Ma Dong-ju. She is Dong-chang's younger sister, and the older version of her is played by Jung Soo-kyung. And then we have Oh Ah-ring as Ma Song-young, and she is Dong-chang's little niece. And then Koo Mi-rae's family is played by Ki Han-yoon as Yoon Han-jang, Koo Mi-rae's mother, and then Park Chung-sung as Gu Yoon-hang is Mi-rae's father, and Yoo Nam-moo as Gu Nam-tae as Park Mi-rae's younger brother. Now the synopsis. So Ma Dong-chang is known Ma Dong-chang. It's confusing because I keep saying Ma Dong-suk. Anyways, Ma Dong-chang is known to be like an entertainment world like hit maker. He's like one of the best PDs, and he's very successful in his variety programs, and every programs that he works on, he gets attached to, the ratings skyrocket, and it turns out really good. And he wants he is like the best. He's considered like perfect physical, handsome feature, and everything, you know, like women just love him because he's so handsome. Well, he wants to take on a new project and go further with what he has done, and something that is legendary that no one has ever done in the variety industry. So he recruits Komirang to join him to complete this project. She agrees to it because her family is in debt and her family needs pretty much pay money and everything, and her brother is going through like an illness and stuff like that. So she eventually gets involved with Manda Chang in his new variety program, which is titled 24-Hour Frozen Human Project. And it's an experience where both the man and the female is going to get frozen for 24 hours, and after 24 hours they are going to come back and talk about the process and everything like that. But the problem is they end up being frozen for more than 24 hours, and it's 20 years later, and they wake up and it is a whole new world and they have no idea what's going on, and they're still young while everybody around them has aged. So from episode 1 to episode 2 right there, the episode starts us off with a man walking in a dark hall, and there's some lights with some windows appearing, and then he gets to the end of the door and he opens the door, and we see like his eye is widened to see what is inside, and it is shown to us a bunch of people frozen in a large like capsule standing upright in the middle of like the room, and he looks at them and he smiles, and the scene cuts to Professor Huang with him talking to Professor Huang about this science project, and which leads to us seeing Mandong Chang, and he agrees to take on this project because he thinks it's going to be legendary and it is something new that has not done in the variety before. And then it cuts to us to another scene where we see him already in the frozen capsule already, and Komirang is also frozen next to him, and the machine is turned on and we only see like computer numbers of their vital signs and everything like that, and the chamber starts countdowning like 24 hours, and it's put on the screen, and there's like ice all over their capsule and everything, and it flashes to July 28, 1999. Oh my god. And then this is where it leads to how Ma Dongchang and Komirang choose to do the Frozen project in the first place. So Komirang, she's in her room dancing, and she receives a phone call from a recent interview that she did, and she did not get the job. She's heartbroken and upset, and makes a statement that she will make it one day, make a lot of money for her family. And we get to see how loving her family is, enjoying breakfast together, and we see that her little brother has a little bit illness and he speaks a little bit slower for his age. And so she finishes off breakfast, she takes off to her job, which she doesn't really like, and we find out she works at the broadcasting company where she's dressed in like this bright yellow suit, and she is filming for a TV show called Infinite Experiment. It's kind of like Infinite Challenge, by the way. And then the main PD for the show is Ma Dongchang, and he is one of the best PD in the industry because every project he takes, the rating goes skyrocket, and his shows are always different from everyone else. So we get to see like him filming and how he does it, and it's all good, and how Gomira is a participant in the show, and then we flash to seeing him get an award as the best TV show program, and he announces publicly that his girlfriend is the announcer Na Han Young, and he finally because people always wonder, because he's like this handsome hot PD, does he has a girlfriend, and he announces publicly. And the scene cuts to him and Han Young getting into an argument about his next project, which is the 24-hour freezing human project, and he tells her that the professor has done this to multiple animals and has saved them, and they have become more healthier than they always had. And she's all like, they're animals, we're not animals. And he's all like, the video was like about a dolphin, and she's like, we're mammals like dolphins, you know. So he's like, he's gonna do it. She can't stop him, but he tells her that I'm gonna do it, and this is going to be done privately, because being the first to do it and seeing his result, it will make the world do it. And so no one is going to know about it. It's just going to be him and a couple people knowing about that he's going to be the one participating doing this himself. But he needs a female participants because male and female bodies are different and everything like that, so he needs to show a female when she goes through this process how she turns out and everything versus a man, which is him. And so he suggested Gomirang, who has been on his show and has done a tremendous job on his show, and he asked his assistant Hyunki to go get her. Hyunki goes and beg Gomirang to join, but she rejects and states that she hates being on the show. The only reason she's doing it is because she gets paid a lot and her family needs it. After multiple times of convincing her to do it and like seeing her go through her boyfriend cheating on her with another girl, heartbroken and everything, Man Dong-chang gets to her and tell her about the project, and he says that if this project is successful, it can cure people from illness, and that immediately got her because she needs it for her little brother. So her and Man Dong-chang goes and say goodbye to certain people only. She doesn't tell her family about it, that she's going. She just thinks she's going to be gone for 24 hours and she'll return. As for her brother, as for Man Dong-chang, he keeps his project kind of confidential, so only the head director Kim Hong-suk, who didn't agree about it in the first place but let him do it anyway, he knows about it. Hyunki and Ma Ha-young. And so going on to the next scene, during the process of being frozen, there was only 2 hours left before the process end. And throughout this whole time, Hyunki has been filming it to keep records of it for like 24 hours of it. But and all of a sudden, like Professor Hwang leaves in a hurry and leaving his assistant Jo Ki-bum in charge and tells him not to do anything until Professor Hwang's return. The only thing is, only Professor Hwang is the only one who knows the thawing chemical to thaw them. So without him doing it, you cannot take them out of the capsule because they will die and you can't thaw them. So we see that it's not only Man Dong-chang and Go Mi-rang who are in this capsule. There are other people around them as well, but their identity is kept confidential. Previously, Hyunki wanted to know who was in there. He was curious, and there was actually him and another assistant there, and they was trying to go around, snoop around to see. Professor Hwang has stopped Hyunki from looking at it, but the assistant got a look at it, and we didn't show us who it was or anything. We just know that he saw it. And so as back to it, as Professor Hwang leaves, Jo Ki-bum locks the room and kicks out Hyunki and the other assistant. Professor Hwang is being chased as we see him from his past that he was working in the state with another doctor named Johnson and a team. They were all murdered one night and the place got burned down. People assuming that he died, but he's the only survival out of the team, and he is the only one who now knows about the freezing program. So therefore he does it, but he does not tell people about the process, leaving him only the one knowing because he knows someone is out there to take it. And it is stated that if it is put in the wrong hands, it could be a very dangerous thing. So Jo Ki-bum is there to help him, but he doesn't know any of the process and stuff like that. So the 2 hour is up and Professor Hwang is not back, and we get to see his car explode and blow up in the street as he's like running away from another car. The siren goes off in the lab because the 24 hours has come up. Jo Ki-bum panics. He has no choice but to take action. And so with him taking action, we flash to the next day. We see police searching for Professor Hwang, and he is nowhere to be found. Returning back to the lab, all the capsule is missing. There is no trace of Man Dong-chang and Go Mi-rang were part of this freezing project, and like covering. And so Kim Hong-suk and Hyunki decides to cover up this project, and they state that Man Dong-chang just went missing, and they promoted Nang Han-young to news anchor overnight so she could keep her mouth shut and she could pay for her mother's medical bill. And so that was his side. And for Go Mi-rang, her family was like, she went missing and her family couldn't find her, and it's been 50 days. And so her family received a letter after 50 days stating that she is alive and to wait, she will eventually return. So this leaves both their family in disaster throughout this time, and Go Mi-rang's family continue to work hard and they become wealthy and they wait for their daughter to return. As for Man Dong-chang's family, they never received any notice about their son, and they just continue to post flyers looking for a missing person. They go through a very difficult time searching for their son. The father passed away and they went bankrupt. Not bankrupt, but the father passed away, and they lost their house and everything like that. So because the father passed away, the father replaced the younger brother now. That's why there's him showing up. But then it flashes to us 20 years later. It is 2019. A lot has changes. Kim Hong-suk has become CEO, and Hyun-ki has been promoted to a PD. Na Han-young is still the new anchor, and she's like best and everything like that. Everybody is well off living their life, and we see that the laboratory have went underground. So with Professor Huang missing, and that night Jo Ki-bum took protocols of putting the lab underground, and so the lab went underground, and we still see that Man Dong-chang and Go Mi-rang are still in their capsule, and we see that Jo Ki-bum has saved Professor Huang, and he's in a coma. So with Professor Huang being in a coma, it cannot wake up any of the people in the capsule, including Man Dong-chang and Go Mi-rang. And throughout the whole time, Jo Ki-bum is just keeping an eye on it. So he's at a meeting and he's checking with his tablet to see the underground lab, and he sees that Professor Huang is gone from his bed. Therefore, it's stated that he's awake finally. So Jo Ki-bum rushes back to the lab, but he gets caught in traffic and everything like that. And we get to see Professor Huang. He wakes up, he makes the thawing chemical, and he wakes up Man Dong-chang and Go Mi-rang. After injecting the chemical into them, he collapsed. Go Mi-rang is the first one to wake up, and she gets out of the capsule, but she also collapsed. And then Man Dong-chang wakes up, and he gets changed, and he's out in the street, and he collapsed in the street, taken to the hospital. And the doctor checked, and everything is fine about him, and everything is normal, but his temperature is at 31.5 Celsius, and they're like trying to warm him up, and he keeps like waking in and out, telling them to call his assistant. He's still filming, he needs to finish his filming and everything like that, and so they call his family and his assistant. As for Go Mi-rang, she wakes up again, she gets changed, get on the bus, and goes home. When she reaches home, her family is gone, her phone is dead, she can't reach them. She ends up at the electronics store asking to get a charger for her phone, and they stated that they don't use their phone anymore, it's so outdated. She's confused. She stated that I only bought this phone like 3 days ago, and I was using it yesterday, and they're like scratching their head like, what the no, we don't use these anymore, you know. So she ends up at the police station, gives them her ID, and asks them to call her mother. They are shocked because she is 44 years old and she looks so young. They can't reach her family, and she ends up leaving a message to her mom's cell phone. Back at the hospital, Man Dong-chang's family arrives, and he is confused why his mother aged so much overnight and his father has gotten younger. And then Hyun-ki and Kim Hong-suk arrives, and they call out to him, and he doesn't recognize them. And so he's so confused and everything. He has no idea what's going on. As for Go Mi-rang, she couldn't wait any longer at the police station anymore, so she leaves to her college to see if she can find her friends and stuff like that. And then her mother hears the message. They rush to the police station, but they missed her just by a slight bit, and the police said, oh, she said she was going to go to her college, so they rushed to her college. And when she gets to her college, she realized it is 2019. And at the same time, Man Dong-chang realized in the hospital that it is 2019. So, like, the two of them are confused and lost and everything, and he's like, oh my god, he's 52, she's 44, it's been 20 years. They've been frozen for 20 years, but they cannot tell people about their frozen project that they were in. So that leaves it for us for the first 2 episodes. It is hilarious. It was really good. There's some mysteries behind it, comedy and everything like that, and all these stuff like that. So Ajushi and I are really looking forward to see how it's gonna end up. We were laughing because I was like, oh my god, are they supposed to be Captain America, the Korean version of Captain America? Because Captain America was frozen and he woke up like 74, 75 years later, and it is the new girl and everything like that. So yeah, we are very excited about it. We do look forward to it, to see how it's going to turn out, because there is the mystery behind it. Ajushi is very interested in the mystery behind it, of who was chasing Professor Huang in the first place, and all these stuff like that. And like, who are these other people in the capsule that we don't know of, you know? So we're very excited about it, looking forward to see what's going to happen. We got some returning actors and actresses that we know, and we're like, especially Shim Hyul-taek. She loves him from Touch Your Heart. He was just hilarious, the mama boy. And so now we are going to be seeing him in here, and he was her Gomirang's ex-boyfriend, and now, like, you know, he's a teacher, he's older, and all that stuff like that. So we are looking forward to it, and if you guys have not seen it, do check it out. Highly recommend this drama, Melting Me Softly, and we will see what happens to them and how things are gonna work out for Man Dong-chak and Gomirang. But that will be it for today, and I will see you guys in the next drama review.